Hello and happy Thursday to all of you face-to-face learners. Today we're going to be having a lot of fun finishing up our project. It is week 2, day 4. We're still working on video editing, and I am your teacher, Mr. Brown, and we're going to be watching through how to finish up our video basically today. So yay for that, that's a good thing. Specifically today, we're going to be double checking our cuts and our timing, making sure all that's good. We're going to add a title, just really simple at the very beginning. That's it. We're going to learn how to export our media, and this is very technical. You're just going to have to do it exactly how I say to do it, unfortunately, and we'll learn more about it as we go, but we got to get it exported. And lastly, you're going to submit this and turn it in. So that's what we're going to be doing today in class. Let's go ahead and jump over to our Premiere Pro. This is where you should have left off. This is what your clip should be like. And I have all of my video clips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all timed and ready to go. And I've got my music here. So let's watch through it and make sure everything looks good. All right, well, the timing was good. I kind of listened through and counted through, so everything seemed like it was, pretty okay. And so now what we need to do, we've got our clips in place. It's time to start putting like the finishing touches. This week, we're doing very, very, very basic stuff. And so we're gonna just add one title at the end, and then we're going to cut our audio off. So let me show you how to do that. Go ahead and come over to our clip right here at the end. I'm going to go ahead and position my playhead at the end of the clip, and I'm going to go over to graphics. So I'm changing my tab at the top. I'm hitting my graphics tab, and from here I want to add just a regular title. And so I'm just going to hit the type tool right here, and I'm just going to type right here MOVE in all caps. And you've got some tools over here if you want to change some things up. If you want to change the size, you can. You can click your selection tool and kind of move it around. You can change the font if you want to get creative. Just select all of it. If you don't like Tahoma, you can change it to Vivaldi. That looks like awful. Let's find something else that doesn't look like hot garbage here. Elephant, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with elephant. Here we go, elephant. And so that's gonna come up at the end of your clip. I'm gonna just play through it, and I'm just gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and mouse over the end and drag it, just kind of reduce the size of the clip. You don't necessarily have to do this. The next thing I need to do is to cut my music. We want to definitely, get this out of here when we're not doing the music part of this. So I'm going to just hit my letter C for cut, and I'm gonna actually come back to editing just so we don't get confused. We've got our title in there, so I went from graphics back to editing, and I'm just gonna come back over here and just cut my music. Anywhere is fine, just you don't want it going on forever. I'm gonna hit my letter V key or go back to my selection tool and delete the rest of the music. This time around, we're not gonna be adding any transitions or fade ins or fade outs. We're gonna do that later. I just want y'all to get the basics down, and next week we're gonna start working on that kind of stuff. So we are essentially done right now. It's time to submit this. So I'm gonna hit Control S to save it. And listen, this is where it's a little complicated up to this point, but this is where it can get very overwhelming and confusing. So I'm gonna try to make this as simple as I possibly can. So what we have to do, this is essentially, think of this like a cake. What we've got to do is we've got all the ingredients mixed in, we've got the recipe, we've got all the ingredients mixed in, and now it's time to bake the cake. So this is what we're doing when we export. And if you don't export it and you just turn in a PROJ file, that gets a 0. That's not, you did not finish the work. So first step, most important step, because it'll mess you up if you don't do this, click on the timeline panel. Make sure that it has a blue line all the way around it. That's very important, actually. Go up to File, go down to Export, and then Media. So make sure you're clicked on your timeline panel, go up to File, go down to Export, Media. You're going to have a pop-up window that's, there it goes. Mine took a while. Just to double check, make sure it says H.264 here. If not, change it to H.264. Make sure the preset is match source high bitrate. So this is the one part that is a little bit confusing. Output name, fourth thing down. Anything at all in Premiere Pro that's blue means you can click on it and manipulate it in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes if it's blue, you can click, hold, drag it across and do different things with it. Sometimes if it's blue, you can click on it and change things. So this is one of those times where it's blue, we can click on it and we're gonna change things. So I'm gonna click on it because what we wanna do is make sure it's got the right name and make sure it's saving to the right place. So first off, the name is fine, move, perfect. Now we want to save it to the right place. So I'm gonna go to this PC, I'm gonna go to videos, and I'm gonna go to week 2. So right here in your window, it should say this PC, videos, week 2. It should say move in the file name, and I'm gonna hit save. And now down here at the bottom, Q is what is lit up, but we're not actually gonna queue it. And there's a reason why, and we'll learn about it later, but for now, we're just gonna export it. So don't click the one that's highlighted, don't click Q, just click export to the right. So we're gonna click export, and this begins the process. You can see that it says encoding movie. So it's gonna go this one's really quick because it's a very short movie, 37 seconds. And it tells me at the bottom, your video has been exported successfully. The longer and the more complex the movie, the longer it will take. I once exported something that was full of effects, special effects. It took 48 hours for my computer to export it. So just be aware that the more complex, the more you throw in there, I'm getting really sleepy. The longer it's going to take to export. So from here, all you need to do, you can hit Control S again just for the fun of it to make sure everything's safe. You can close Premiere Pro because we're done. And now you're just going to go to your Google Classroom and submit that movie. So you're going to find the movie in hopefully that same place you put it in. So I'm going to open up my folder. It should be in this PC, videos, week 2, bam, there it is. And this is what you're going to upload. You do have to upload this to Google Classroom. So you're going to go to that submit, and then you're going to go file, and then you're going to upload this to Google Classroom. So it's not going to automatically, remember this isn't a Chromebook, so it's not going to automatically appear on your Google Drive. You have to upload it there first. All right, guys, that is how you finish up this project. Make sure you get it done and submitted. This counts as both a daily grade and a project grade or a test grade. So it's super important that you get this done. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next week when we start a new project.